But the reality is, that's how I kind of defeated the Daleks. I mean, it wasn't really a big deal. I just knocked it out. It's what you do. I don't know if you would understand.
So what, Doctor?
Welcome back to Delve into the Void. My name is Sean Washington.
Clovis Bordeaux.
We are here tonight on the evening of the launch for this game that everyone seems to be excited about. I mostly am happy because it's a game that I can actually play on my next-gen system because that thing has been collecting dust.
It's because you have a PS4.
Exactly, superiority. Anyway, actually, I've always been an Xbox kid, and so this is a very
So then
weird
why
thing.
did you go to PS4?
Because originally what happened was there was this guy that was at the interview thing. We were interviewing him, and he kept talking, and he was making fun of me, and so then I went ahead and bought it.
So peer pressure got you a PS4.
And he's going to feed me grapes. So this game that we're talking about is, I believe it's called Destiny. You heard of this thing yet?
Yeah, a little bit.
There's these two little weird companies. I guess they're kind of startups. It says here something about a Bungie and an Activision. These two companies been at it for a little while. I remember the Halo stuff, but I got this on PS4. Bungie doesn't make things for PS4. When did Bungie start doing this PlayStation stuff?
I mean, that's the beautiful thing of this game. This is the first game that Bungie, after leaving Microsoft, is making for all consoles. So we have the PS4, we have the Xbox One, we have the Xbox 360, and we have the PS3. This is the first game that Bungie is taking worldwide, meaning that it's taking to all systems, putting it out there, and actually getting cozy with another system besides the Xbox. So this is the first game where Bungie is actually working and giving exclusives to the PS4, as opposed to giving those same exclusives that they gave for Halo to the Xbox. So the Xbox One this time is the one that's missing out on some exclusive material.
For years, for at least, 15 months before they get some of the stuff.
Yeah, and if you look at where Bungie's relationship with Microsoft is over 15 years old at this point, where Halo and Halo 2 and the whole series until, and I forget which game they left, but there was a point where Bungie went off, started working their own things, and Microsoft started working on the Halo series by itself. So Bungie has come back and they're bringing a hurricane, a storm of a game to the systems. Something of 6.4 million people were on the beta version, and they're talking this is the most pre-ordered game in history. So we're talking about a game that came out of really nowhere over the last 8-9 months and has really changed and is going to change how we look at games going forward.
Well, and they hooked up with a publisher that knows their stuff. Activision has done this before. It's not the first time. This is their first rodeo when it comes to the big game releases. 12
o'clock tonight, midnight, that game comes out. I can guarantee you there are going to be a lot of sick people catching some imaginary cold tomorrow morning because they're going to be playing Destiny. They're going to be enjoying a game that Bungie has put their heart and soul into. And you can't, there's every maybe 6-7 years, there's a game that redefines how people game. And we can look at this next iteration being the idea that we're leaving the idea of at home by yourself playing. We've had our Call of Duties for a couple of years. We've had these games where we've played online, but never a game that has been immersive and has pulled from all these different types of games to create this new idea.
What type of games are you talking about here? What are the different elements?
We're talking games like Borderlands. We're talking games like Knights of the Old Republic. We're talking games like Call of Duty. We're talking about taking the MMO idea and evolving it to something that your mother and your grandmother might want to play. So we're no longer just looking at the PC realm. We're no longer just looking at a game where, we have little 13-year-olds cussing out 28-year-olds. We're looking at...
I'm not 28, but I do get cussed out a lot.
I'm not 28, and I get cussed out a lot too. So, hey, join the club.
I don't want to be in this club.
It's an unfortunate club to be in.
It really is kind of sad.
But we're talking about a game that's actually the next evolution. They're actually looking at something that's going to make gaming before this look a little bit obsolete going forward. So the question is with all that pressure on this game, can it perform? You know, I mean, this is if we were a football game, we were talking about game day coaching. It's one of those things of, can this game actually perform and give, you know, that juice that it's been putting out there for the last 9 to 8 months.
And this being one of the first gen games that's really good in a long time that's carrying that massive level. It'll be interesting to see. So what do we have here?
What we're talking about is the utmost pushing of the envelope for the last generation, the Xbox 360 and the PS3. And then we're talking about utilizing all those things that the PS4 and the Xbox One have. So we're talking about massive world multiplayer. We're talking about graphics that are almost, you know, the pushing all the envelopes that we could for last generation. And, you know, utilizing the basic things. I mean, think about what this game is going to look like the next go around. Right. We're excited about this game, but get excited about Destiny 2, because Destiny 2 is all going to be next gen. And I mean, look what they did with the last gen. Think about what they can do with next, and only working with the next generation game. So that monster, the four-legged thing, the four-legged tank that we just saw, in the beta version, we played that. And we didn't have a team around us. It was just me and my friend. That took an hour and a half to destroy. That guy by itself. Like, it was a tank with the aliens around him. They were all fighting. That took an hour and a half for us to beat. That's how much they're making you rely on building a good team. They're not just saying, hey, be part of a team. What they're saying is that if you're not going to partner with a team, you're not going to beat this game. This is one of those games where, again, if we talk about the progression of the gaming world, where, you know, this is really the first system. Xbox One has really pushed this online, making everyone go online and making everyone comfortable with the idea that not only are you going online, but you're using the cloud to store and all those types of things. But this is really the first system that said, you know, and this is really one of those first games, Titanfall being similar in its creation, of we want you to partner with people. We're making it so that, you know, it's no longer just you sit on your couch by yourself, play a game. The whole concept of Destiny is you are a hunter or you are a warlock, and you're going out there and you're partnering with a Titan or you're partnering with another hunter, because that's the only way for you to actually complete the game. There's no longer this idea that I can play a game by myself straight through. And so it really builds the idea of community and pulling in all of these other people, that you know from all across the planet to play and fight and win, and as they keep saying, become a legend.
There was two things that really got me in this game. One of them, I saw the word raid. And at that point, that's where the MMO angle came at me. And it's shocking to hear them refer to a raid in a first-person shooter of any type, or any type of shooter nowadays. The raid concept just blows my mind. So this is really that by far has got me kind of tingly.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is taking that idea that we're combining not only the MMO idea, we're combining the Mass Effect, we're combining Borderlands. We're taking all the best bits and pieces that we've seen in games over the last 10 years and making something new. And it'll feel familiar because we've all been playing these games, learning how to adapt to these games over this last decade, over this last generation. And so now this next generation is really saying, let's put all that together. Let's take everything we've learned from Borderlands. Let's take the gun system from Mass Effect. Let's take what we learned from creating Halo, where Bungie was masterful in creating a first-person shooter that you didn't feel was just a first-person shooter. You felt an emotional stake in it. And so Bungie is coming back now and they're saying, here's what we've learned over these last 10 years. And we're creating something that you can take and go out now and really play like you play your MMO. If you want to play an MMO and do raids, it's right there for you. If you want to go out and play like you play in Borderlands and jump on a hover bike and go out there and do something, it's right there for you. If you feel like you want to relive Master Chief's greatest kills, it's right there for you.
And it just seems like a game this powerful, they would go ahead and, like, I don't know, release on Xbox, the Xbox systems, but according to the advertising, it's not really there.
Well, and see, that's the thing. It's so this game again is being released.
Is it on Xbox?
It's being released for Xbox, Xbox One, Xbox 360.
I don't see it being
PS4. But that's their thing. So with their unique partnership with PS4, let's call it a unique partnership. They're not allowed to advertise. Xbox has not been allowed to advertise that they're getting Destiny. Now, if you're an Xbox One owner, you know Destiny's coming to Xbox One. If you're an Xbox 360 owner, you know Destiny's coming to the 360. The difference is that the marketing has all been focused on the PS4. So if you look a couple of weeks ago, and you can look it up online, there's an ad with a fragrance bottle with the Destiny logo on it, and it says Destiny fragrance coming to the Xbox One. Their way of tongue-in-cheek saying, yeah, we have it. It's going to be here. We're talking about, how great this game is going to be. But again, in these next 12 hours, we'll see how detailed people get into it. You're talking about, when we played the beta, as soon as you finish the beta, a week later, Bungie sent an email out to everyone who played the beta showing their kill marks. So you found out how many kills you had, you found how many times you got killed if you played a raid. You found out all these things. It was just very detailed. And so let's see over these next 12 hours, over the next couple of weeks, how detailed people get into Destiny. Because I can tell you now, I have friends taking tomorrow off and taking Friday off so they can play it. I have friends who plan on taking long periods of time to vacation in the world of Destiny. So it's really kind of a conversation at this stage going forward, how big this game can actually become.
We know there's the competitive multiplayer aspect that is just going to be there. The real question is, are the fans of this community going to come out to support this game release? I mean, if there's only some place we could go where we could find fans. We are here at Best Buy in Battle Creek, Michigan for the Destiny release. You are here, you allegedly have purchased this game. Yes. What system did you buy it for?
Bought it for PlayStation 4.
You made the right choice. I like that.
I agree.
Do you got just the PlayStation or you got both?
I got both.
Why'd you pick PlayStation?
I've been more of a Sony fan all my life.
What was the driving factor for you to buy it? I mean, of all the games out there, why did you say, I'm getting out at midnight to get this one?
Honestly, I didn't like the game when I first seen it. And then I played the beta and it just like blew my mind. From everything from like the mass events that happened and like how the shooting and how the interactions are with the other players. It just was crazy, so I was like, I had to get it at midnight. I'm an avid gamer anyway.
What class did you play?
Played as a warlock.
That's what everyone.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm intending on playing. So I'm assuming you guys were all trying to steal my styles. Now help me understand, because you say you're an avid gamer. Help me understand, how are you? Have you got a strategy? Have you figured out what you're going to do to be able to finally defeat someone skilled like myself?
I don't know. I tend to be a very successful gamer, so it probably won't take too much effort. Just a lot of shooting, moving, and power using. So.
And if that's your hope, that's your hope. We're gonna give you that's your Christmas gift. We'll give you that little dream there.
It's a little early for Christmas.
For people that have not purchased this, what would you tell them if they were on the board? They were like, I don't know if I should get this or not.
Just get it. Plain and simple. Get it.
My nemesis has returned. Mr. Taylor.
Yes, indeed.
At some level, I'm amazed to see you here for this launch.
Wow.
From the scuttle, I heard that you had given up working on playing any type of first-person shooter, any type of those type of competitive type games, because you had taken enough beatings in other type of games that you had just stopped playing. So it would only make sense that you would leave Destiny alone. What would make you pick up this game?
First of all, because Bungie did it. Second of all, watching the commercials, it gave me that Halo type feel.
But didn't you get enough of getting wore out in Halo? Why would you come back for another round?
I ain't never been skirmished in Halo. I don't know where you getting your information from, buddy.
I'm saying, that's the scuttle. It's a scuttle.
No, the first-person shooters is probably the best thing for me. Between that and racing games, that's about it.
And this one, you got it on what system?
Actually, I got it for the PS4 because of the white. I had to have the white. But I'm probably gonna end up buying it for the Xbox 360 because I don't really have any friends on PlayStation.
You are right. You have 0 friends on PlayStation.
Yeah.
None,
yeah.
including me. I am not your friend. I don't like you. That's all right. That's all right. Because you know what? I can tolerate your bad attitude only because you've actually, for once, done something that I approve of. Once. One time.
And what was that?
You got it on PlayStation.
I've had every PlayStation that's come out.
I know, but you bought this game on PlayStation. Have you had a chance to see any of the big, like the big tanks, the big set pieces?
No, to be honest with you, I've only seen what I've seen on the commercials. But my boy over there tells me that he says he doesn't really play Halo, and he said he didn't like playing Halo after the second one. He said Destiny didn't give him the feel of Halo. So he said you can do a lot more than you do in Halo, and he said it doesn't feel like Halo. So if it doesn't feel like Halo, then it will be a whole different experience for me.
And now we are here with
Hari Johnson.
Mr. Johnson. And you are here for the Destiny release. What system are you getting on?
I am getting it on PS4.
I enjoy the fact that y'all know what you're doing. And actually, I just don't have an Xbox One, so
no, that's sad. Even with all the other people that are getting it on Xbox One and everything as well, it seems like the big amount of people who are going to be playing are going to be on PS4 tonight.
What got you buying the game?
It really wasn't anything that appealed to me until I saw the trailers, until I spoke to my friends, until I, got on the forums online and read all the news feeds. It just became not even just a game. It just became its own entity, like
a social experience.
Exactly.
There you go.
And that's something actually I wanted to be a part of. I've never experienced a type of game like this. I've never experienced something where you just want to be a part of it on day one. This is my first midnight release of all things. So it's an exciting night. It's a night of firsts. So.
Absolutely. And game goes live for us at, let's see, it's 3 a.m. Pacific. Midnight Pacific.
Yeah,
so it's 3 a.m.
Yeah.
You gotta stay up and make the weight, or are you gonna let it lie and get it in the morning?
As soon as I leave here, I'm mashing it 110, getting home and popping it right in the PS4 so it can load in, so we can all synchronize and you know, get in this raid together. You know, level up.
That is a beautiful thing. Is this the type of game you normally go
Actually,
after?
I'm a huge Street Fighter player. Huge into it. You know, I'm very competitive. You know, have my fight stick at home. You know, not really something that I like to experience just playing online with somebody. I like actually playing fighting games with other people in the room. I like beating off of that energy.
That moment where you, out of the blue, right when they think they got you, you turn it around and you end up thumping them. I love that moment. That moment right there when they start crying.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it was my controller. My controller. No.
Yeah.
It was that butt kicking you to
I need to redo my settings. My buttons weren't right. I need to calibrate. My buttons weren't right. Now I've done that a couple of times too, but I don't know. It's just something. It's something that a lot of games this day and age don't have. You know, that multiplayer aspect where you're all in the same room. You know, everything's online. You're so far away from each other. You know, it's something there. It's something about it. You know, like I said, feeding off of the energy with someone else who's in the room.
It seems like this is one of the games that they actually got that right, though.
Yeah,
with the raids and the way things are set up, where we all have to come together, and I can't do this alone.
Yeah,
that feels right in this game.
Yeah, and that's something. That's something that I've noticed too. Like a lot of my friends who have PS4s, you know, we're all excited because we want to embark on this journey together. We want to, you know, hit up all these new worlds. We want to go exploring. We want to go looting. We want to, you know, have these unique experiences together. So I think that's where, you know, what the appeal of the game is, and you know, and it kind of gives me. I'm getting goosebumps right now. It kind of gives me that excitement that like a fighting game does. You know, it's bringing all those aspects of it. You know, that kind of like that community of it into a first-person shooter. Like I've never experienced anything.
And the most important question that I've been asking everybody tonight truly is, when you realize it's me that is laying that beautiful beating on you, is that going to affect our relationship next time you see me? Are you going to be able to look me in the eye knowing that I just got done wrecking you on the game? I'm just saying.
You know what? Sometimes, you know, you have your days. Honestly, you know, you could be one. It's just like in fighting games. You could be on top one day, 50 wins, 30 wins, and you know, the next day you could be down 10 or 20. So
that's what I've heard. I've never experienced that, but that's what I've heard. I've heard that.
You know,
because you know.
Yes. So if it's anything, you know, where you know, you feel that you know, you're gonna bring the challenge, I accept it.
I think it's been brought in, man. I think it's been brought in.
Well,
So,
I'm gonna have to make sure I get your gamer tag after this.
and I have no problem with that. I will actually, we've arranged to have my gamer tag placed in the front of the building, right underneath Best Buy, with a picture of me kind of like this.
That is royalty right there.
You know, it's how they do it. It's how they treat me. It's how they treat me. Yeah, and everybody knows it, but yeah, I gotta do what I can do. Thanks much, man.
No problem.
Enjoy the game.
No problem.
I will see you in our new universe.
Well, thank you.
We will gonna have some fun.
Thank you.
At Best Buy, we've got a lot of excitement from the fans. As we've been looking around, and for the critical release, to find out what this game is from the reviewers, it actually there's a challenge to that, because this game isn't like a Call of Duty where there's this linear experience where you go through and you have a beginning that you fall into an easy end on. It sounds like Bungie is letting everybody know you can't really expect that, so your reviews are going to be a little bit tough.
Yeah, what they're saying is what Bungie's released is saying they expect some people to go out there and kick the tires, go out there and give the quick review. But what they're asking the player to do is experience the game for more than a day, experience the game for more than a week. This is the long drive, this is the long haul that they're looking for. What Bungie is really saying is that this is a game that you're going to cherish and enjoy today, tomorrow, next week, a year from now. They're going to build into this game. This is something new. We've talked about this all night, where we're really talking about this is a new type of experience. This isn't a game that, it's not your game that you're going to play in 8 hours and finish. It's not a 16-hour game. This is a game with a lifespan. What they're really building is building a full, complete, realized world. And what they're expecting from the player is to want to be part of that world for a long period of time. So what we're saying today is that you're not going to see a lot of reviews online. You're not going to see a lot of first impressions. Yes. What you're going to see is over the next few weeks, over the next month, people really talking about and experience what this game has to offer.
That feels a lot closer to the typical MMO experience, where you get the game out of the box, you go through your update process, and then you actually just start scratching the surface. Then you get to end game, and that's where the game truly begins at. And they've even at one point said that level 20, the game really starts in at level 20, and that's how many hours in. So this experience overall is going to be an adventure for the players, and I think the people we found here tonight were up for it.
Yeah.
They were excited by it without a doubt.
Again, this is a new type of game, and these people that came out tonight, they're willing to experience that new type of game. I mean, you at home, all the people who have downloaded the game, who have pre-ordered the game, this is an experience that they're going to take and start learning from it and changing how they play video games. This is the new type of video game. We're not talking about anymore of that 18-hour game where you pay $60 and get a game that lasts you for less than 2 days. We're talking about a game now that they expect you to experience for a year, for a full year, where you're going to have new information and new gameplay and new worlds to explore. And so Bungie is doing something completely different here. They're combining all the best things that we have from all those games from the last 10 years, and now they're building an MMO that has a longevity that gets to like a World of Warcraft, or gets to like a League of Legends, where it lasts for a long period of time, and they expect you to come back. You'll get tired, you'll go and play a different game, you'll come back to this game because there'll be new information.
The question is, did they pull it off? And that's a question that I think is going to take some while. It's going to take a while for them to get the answer to.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to find that answer tomorrow.
No.
I think as people start exploring and actually looking at this universe, it's not just a world, but it's a series of worlds. It's this entire universe that they've developed and created. It'll be interesting to see what the take is on that. And I think this is a great time to be a gamer. It's a great time to have the next gen systems are finally starting to get some life to them. The graphics on this look beautiful. I think this is going to be a good season for all gamers out there.
You look at this next year, especially with something like Destiny, and it's the beginning of a new era of the type of game. And I can't be more excited about that.
It's a nice beginning, and it's awesome to be part of the Delve in the Void team, to be able to experience this with you guys and you guys out there. My name's Sean Washington.
Clovis Bordeaux.
It has been an awesome experience here at Best Buy in Battle Creek. We thank them and we thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on Delve in the Void. I'm done. Ugh.
Access Vision, your voice, your community.